Make sure that we are good to go. Try this shit out. What's going on, y'all? NicoTV, voice of the West, the least view to the least view, but with each view, we gonna teach you about what this West do. Impromptu live. I know I'm supposed to be streaming a lot more this month. My apologies to the people. We're gonna get back right soon. We're gonna get back right. But there's been some topics going on, man, that I've been really, I don't know, just to be honest, I've been really like in tune with, like, man, I feel like we really got some topics that need to be broken down for real. And they just keep coming up. So I felt like, what better way to go ahead and cook up, live, to go ahead and start talking this shit about it. So we're going to get into it, man. And first and foremost, because I know a lot of people are like, well, Nico, we just had an event last night. What's your take? What's good with that? What we doing? So I do have an opinion about the event. I do have recaps. I want to talk about the battles, but I want to get at its proper just due. So we're going to do that on the show tomorrow. We're going to definitely cook up on the show for that. So yeah, stay tuned for that. We'll do that on Monday night. Shout out to Ray May. Shout out to Shots Fired. I did see Ray May. He had a couple challenges this weekend, what he was going through, but also had a lot of good shit that he was doing as well with the event. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of narratives were changed as well, as it pertains to certain things. So I actually was very happy with what I seen, man. I definitely want to, salute bro for what he did with that. But yeah, man, let me just go ahead and get right to it. So you already seen the title, No Shows, Ducking, how we gonna get the grassroots back? How we improve this shit? So I'm gonna start with the no-shows because that was the most recent thing that came up. No shows in the West. Now, I think we all could be honest. We all know it started with Bug. Most of the time, people are gonna say it's him. There's a couple other, characters out here in the West that definitely be on that type shit. So we understand that already. And I usually will always say, if you are going to book some of these people, you run the risk of having your shit fucked up. You run the risk of dealing with this type of stuff to happen. But I do understand how frustrating it can be. I understand you want to give chances. I get it. So what's the solution? What's the problem, first of all? No shows. People not showing up. Either not showing up to the building, or they show up to the building and they not prepared. I know a lot of people do not bring that up enough, but you can no-show in more than one way. Showing up to a venue not prepared is no-showing. All right? Now, how do we stop it? How do we get the solution? We know what the problem is, Nico. We done talked about it. We've been mad about it. What's the solution? Well, one of the first solutions is league owners. We're gonna start there. We're gonna start with y'all because y'all the ones that booked the card. When you have somebody who is no-showing, and I do mean no-showing, multiple times, it needs to be a unified front. We are not booking this nigga. Unified front. I understand this. Y'all want to be positive. We want to be cool. We want to give chances. Unified front. This nigga can't eat over here. He gonna have to show something. He gonna have to prove something to somebody. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have to just do a pull up and you just rap material out of something. Something gonna have to change. So first of all, league owners, stop booking the nigga. Or whoever it is, stop booking. Straight up. For real. Because the problem that happens is when y'all continually book people who no-show and continually show that they don't give a fuck about your event, they don't give a fuck about the person that they supposed to be battling, they don't care about niggas' time, they doing whatever the fuck they want to do, and you keep enabling it with booking them, they think it's not an issue. It's very similar to how I feel about people who keep continually pulling up and they're not good. And they're like, well, how do we get people to take this seriously? You stop booking them. You make it a real penalty. You can't eat over here. We're not even rocking with you. We're not even paying attention to you. We're not responding to your posts. We're not tripping if you go on a bash our league tour. I don't care. We're not fucking with you. You do not exist to us. That's the first thing that needs to happen. Straight up. And I think that if more people would adopt that principle, we'd be in a lot better shape. Straight up. We need that to be on the forefront. We need that to be on the forefront, y'all. Seriously. Another way with the no-shows is there needs to be a financial penalty for that person, but it also needs to be something that covers the person who is no-showed. So I like the idea that was brought up when I first was doing events where it was like, hey, you know what, this person is known for not showing up. Hey, they're going to have to put this amount of paper up as insurance, right? You put this amount of paper, so pretty much you paying for the battle up front. You got to drop this for the battle, right? You got this on your jacket. Here's another way. I'm going to throw this paper up front. This is insurance. Now, if you don't show up, the person you're supposed to battle, he get this paper. That compensates him for his time. That compensates him for you not showing up, right? But if you do show up, right, you show up, you get the money back. So you get it right back, right? But here's the other side. Like I said, more than one way to no-show. And listen, these hiddens in battle rap are well-versed in finding ways around that right there. Oh, I'll just show up and get the money back. No. Not so fast, you hidden you. You need to show up. You need to show up and have 3 clean rounds. 3. I didn't say 1. I didn't say 2 out of 3. I said 3. Because you can no-show them more than one way. Now, some people might say, well, Nico, 3, it's a little much. If he at least gets 2 of them out, he at least was competing. I'll let the other one get through customs. Cool. If you want to do that, cool. I say go all the way with it. You got to have 3 clean rounds. You show up, you known for no-showing. Or I'll just say, if you're known for no-showing in that capacity, like Boog is somebody we all know, bro. The nigga is a habitual no-shower of the being a prepared variety or no-showing, not showing up variety. One or the other. And he's had every excuse in the world to say why. He is of that variety. But he's not the only one. There are others out here, right? So I think the financial incentive should be there. I think, too, if that person who no-showed wants to be on a card, they should have to pay. Straight up. You should have to pay a fee. You want to battle again? Hey, you know what? You got this history. We all said we're not booking you. But you know what? Okay. You want to battle? You just have to pay a straight-up fee to battle. Straight up. And it can't be the insurance fee. It can't be that. You're paying this and you're not getting this back. This is your way of getting back on the card. If you're serious, put your bread up. I think that might be the number one way to do that shit. Because most of these niggas not wanting to pay for nothing in terms of battle rap. In fact, the complete opposite. They feel like they should be compensated. So, to me personally, I feel like that's how no-show should be handled. You either X them out the game as a unified front, which I know sometimes with league owners is, especially in the West, is the thing that just never happens. I don't understand why. For some reason, y'all can't get the unified front together. Cool. That's not going to be the case. Individually, as league owners, you got this person who has this reputation. Make them throw up some paper for the insurance, just in case you don't show up and you get on some bullshit, your opponent's still compensated. Or if they just a repeat offender and it continually happens time after time after time after time after time, if it get that bad, you make them pay a straight up fee that's probably double what that fee was, the insurance. You make them pay double just to get on the card. Straight up. You understand what I'm saying? That would be my opinion on how you deal with the no-shows. I would be even more, like I said, I wouldn't even deal with somebody like that, personally, because I've dealt with it before on cards that I tried to throw, and it did not work out in my favor. But I just, for the life of me, I don't understand why people feel like they are so, like they have to book this person, or you don't have to deal with none of these niggas. You don't have to. Now, I am very clear on the fact that when you buy a venue, about 10 hidden characters come with the venue. I'm very clear on when you buy a venue, you get about 10 to 12 hiddens for free. So that's how y'all be getting the events and you be having all these battles on the card. Yeah, because when you got the venue, 10 of these motherfuckers was free. They come with the venue. They clean the venue after the event's over, too. Neither here nor there. Back to the no-show angle. Those are my aspects. Unified, nobody fuck with the person, make them have to pay up front an insurance so that their opponent is compensated, or make them have to pay a straight up fee, and out of you, the league owner, can decide if you want to compensate the opponent, if you just want to use this for other shit with your event, to pay for another battle, whatever you want to do. All right, that would be my way and my solution to how you would deal with the no-show side of the game, right? The other thing was ducking. Now, this isn't going to be something that I'm going to get into too specific because I know everybody has a different opinion on it. I'll just state my opinion for the record on what I think ducking is. And the only way that I feel like you can deal with ducking, in my example, it's a little bit different. So my example of ducking is you are, even though there's not contracts, I know that I'm just saying, in a matter of speaking, if you have booked somebody for a battle, right? You book this person for a battle, right? They've agreed to the battle. They're saying, look, this is what it is. We're going to be battling. Let's get to it. Cool, right? And then they have no reason why they don't show up. They have no reason for not showing up, no reason for the battle not happening. They just don't do anything. No excuse, no nothing. That to me is ducking. When you are booked for something, and then you have to back out and you have no good reason. So I'm not saying like, okay, you had a death in the family. I mean, you got sick, like really got sick, you couldn't perform. Something like that. Those are legitimate circumstances. And if you do that, I don't think that that's ducking. Now, your opponent can push the narrative how he wants to, because I know when I was talking to Rayman, he was like, but the only person really pushing the narrative is his opponent. I'm like, that's valid. But I have noticed that there tends to be a unified front where people don't want to formulate their own opinion. Let's go with whatever's being pushed out there as the narrative, right? So yeah, you would do, in terms of ducking, that's what I think it is. Now, if somebody just does not want to battle you and they're a bigger name than you, that's not ducking. So the other form of ducking is when both of you are in similar stature in battle rap and you are continually finding a way to not battle that person. That is also ducking. If you guys are of the same variety, if you're both vets, if you're both newer, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to develop, you got potential, you're up and coming, and you keep finding ways around battling somebody who's of the exact same archetype, that is also ducking. That also is. And I keep it 100% real. For people who do that type of stuff, the easy way is you don't give them the battles that they say that they want. You make them have to battle them niggas. Okay, you want this battle? Battle this nigga. I'll give you that battle. Guaranteed. You go in this battle and you cook this nigga, you go into this battle and you do work, I'll give you this battle guaranteed. No questions asked. Incentivize it. Make them niggas have to. Because I'm going to be honest, bro, we've let too many years go by in this since COVID. It's really been since COVID. We've let way too many people get this shit through customs where they just can avoid battling people that they should be battling. Now, of course, if you have somebody newer and they're calling out, I don't know, they're calling out Clutch and they ain't done enough to get to warrant a Clutch battle, or they're calling out Next, or they're calling out Justice, or they're calling out Hansel or Sane or somebody like that, and they ain't done enough to even warrant that discussion, yeah, we know that that's not, we know. They can tell you no until you get your weight up. That's how that go. But if you are, let's say you're an all-star and you calling out another all-star, right? I'm not talking about championship belts and all that. We're just talking about take belts out. We're just talking about surface level. Somebody who ain't a champ, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to deal with them politics and how to, qualify and all that. We're just talking about neither one of y'all are champions. Y'all just in the scene. Y'all ain't battled yet. Somebody has made it clear, hey, I want to battle this nigga. If you keep on saying or finding ways around it, that would be looked at, that would be looked at favorably. That would be looked at as ducking. Now, if you're in a situation where it's like, all right, we might both be all-stars in our region, but I'm getting big battles booked every month, right? You know, every time that there's an event we try to throw over here, they got this event going, or they got this, event going. I'm getting this name on this big card. Okay, cool. Understood. You're trying to get somewhere in the time period that you feel like you can get there. Overstood. Overstood, and I don't got no issues of that. But at the same time of saying that, you still need to be able to come back home and battle, because I agree with what was said to me. You can take all these battles elsewhere, but eventually that shit is going to get to a point where you don't have anything else going, and home is where you're going to be at. There is a point in time where you're going to get all the names you want when you're hot, and the moment that shit died down, if you're not a super top tier, eventually it's going to happen to every single person that's not a super top tier legend. Eventually, you can still be a professional tier, you can still be an all-star, but you're going to be back home, and that's when you're going to want to take them battles. So I always say, if you're going to be battling at home on home leagues in the West, I always think it's in your best interest, battle one of these people, because the other people that you could battle, you can get those battles anywhere else you want to. Remember, if your rationale is, hey, you know what, I'm battling, I got a battle with Holmesy on, I don't know, Gates. I got a battle with, I don't know, Real Sick on iBattle. I got a battle with this. If you're really getting battles like that against them niggas on other leagues, then when you come back to the West, you shouldn't be battling nobody but niggas from the West. If you got it like that for real, and you're not faking, you're not lying, then when you come back to the West, you should not be battling nobody that's not from the West. Why would you? You can get those battles anywhere else where it'll also mean more for you in your career. If you battle somebody in their home, it means more for you, the result of that battle, does it not? So when you come back home, battle one of these niggas over here, that's catch and wreck just the same. Ulo, what up? What up? I see you. Shout out to the people up in here. If y'all can't hit the like for your boy, please hit the like. The likes help your boy out. So if you haven't liked this already, please hit the like for your boy. I appreciate y'all. So that's the ducking side of the game. I didn't want to get too long-winded on that, pause if necessary. I didn't want to go too much in on that, because I feel like that's pretty universal. That's pretty overstood, that side of the game. So the other side of this live was supposed to be how to improve the grassroots scene. Now, this is something that I could do a week's worth of lives on. There's 1,000 ways to improve this shit. There's 1,000 ways to improve this shit. But I also want to be clear. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad. And I think that people are comparing it to a time when battle rap was at an all-time high for people wanting to partake in it. I want that to be clear as well. There was a time period in California and just the West in general where battle rap was the thing to do. It's not like that so much anymore. Yeah, it's more popular because of where it's reached in terms of when it had a caffeine time and you see celebrities watching it. But you have to think, bro, we just had a year go by where we might have had one rookie. One new person. So this shit not as popular as what it once was. So to improve the scene, I feel like we need to look at who is currently here working. When y'all say that this scene is so trash, but then I look at people like, we just had Lucky and Drado Ray on Westworld. I'm not going to go too much into that battle, but I just want to say this. High quality. Very high quality, high replay value. They are going to be on the next card against a bigger name. When you got people like Kamikaze doing what he's doing. Shout out Trey Foe. Just seen what Trey Foe just got, even last night. All right? We have plenty of people who are there. Trady Nate, another one. We have plenty of people who are in that bracket. Dapper Zay, there are plenty of people in that bracket. I feel like you're looking for what we once had, which was everybody pulled up and they were already who they are. That's the biggest difference, I would say, is that when Clutch, Dre, and these people pulled up, they were already that good. They were already that good. It didn't take them, a year or two. No, they were already that good. They just improved over time and got to where they are now, where how you see them. That's the biggest difference. Now more people are pulling up at a level where they're trying to learn how to do this. Some people have not rapped their whole life, which is very different. A lot of this shit was rappers rapping against other rappers. Now you have people who have no rap background rapping. And that's a big reason why the improvement in certain things are taking a lot more time, right? But I look at the positives with this shit, man, and I don't think the West grassroots scene is that far off. Shout out to Epic. I've been seeing what he's been doing over there at iEvolve, trying to get creative concepts to get people, you know what I'm saying, back in here, you know what I'm saying, with what he's doing over there, the LA versus IE. That was a great idea. I think we need more of that. Get LA versus Dago. Give me a Vegas versus NorCal. Like, give me some more of those type of cards. I think that's where the competition will come in, because now you have something that you're all representing at the same time. It's bragging rights at that point. If you can find a way to incentivize this where it's bragging rights, because just having somebody say they won or lost the battle these days, people can argue and say, oh, I don't feel like I lost. Oh, man, I said this in this round. I had the best round of the battle. How I lose? So incentivize it where it's like, bro, if you the one that loses, bro, out of all of us on this card, and you fuck this up and we lose this because of you, you don't want to be that guy. That'll hurt your pride way more than just, oh, man, that's debatable, man. Y'all gassing this, and oh man, the crowd. Incentivize it. So I like ideas like that. Even crew versus crew cards. I think that'll be a great way to get this shit back right as well. Like I said, there's so much to improve, but I could just give one piece. He says, so you're telling us there not really any new stars coming up. Everybody needs work. I think the new stars comment, that's Justice and Hansel. Justice and Hansel are on that trajectory already. You know what I'm saying? And I think both of them represent the two dominant portions of California, one for NorCal, one for Southern California. I think that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? That is dope. Now, I would like to see more of a presence out of the Northwest, Arizona, Vegas, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, those two are definitely who I am referring to. They are definitely of that variety. Those are the new stars, right? There are people who can get there. I think there are a few people that can get there. Let me be very clear. They can, but it's the development. You know what I'm saying? And you got to identify who's serious, who needs the battle at what moment, what card to take those battles on, because that's another conversation. Sometimes y'all will get offered a name on a league or a platform that is not conducive to improving your status. They'll just throw a name at you because they fuck with you. But I would advise in certain situations, all names ain't good names. How they say all money ain't good money sometimes? Well, all names in battle rap ain't good names, even if it is a good name. Sometimes you need to be honest with yourself. Am I in a position to really benefit from taking this battle right now? Oh, my God. Get your bars up. Media in the building. West Legend in the building. I appreciate you pulling up, man. I appreciate you pulling up. But yeah, I think that's one of the main things, bro, is when you're talking about improving the West, it's different approaches. First, on the league owner side, it's development of your cards. For one, you develop a foundation. What are you as a league? Are you a developmental league where you develop your own talent? Or are you the league that just books good matchups? Like News always, like Rooftop News, shout out to News. He always says, I'm a platform. I just book good, high quality battles that I want to watch and I feel like other people want to watch. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, his track record speaks for itself. He's had high quality battles. People watch him. The national scenes talked about Geechee versus Keith last year. So you said, but after them, it drops off fast. Where do you put someone like Fate? Fate is an all-star, obviously. He's of that variety. All-star tier, professional tier, you know, for all of battle rap. But I think that he's towards the end of where he can get out of battle rap. I think he's had his chances to get to a higher plane. And I want to say again, everybody has it, not just him, but everybody has had a time where they could have advanced to the next level and didn't. And normally it's because they didn't perform well or up to the standard of what people wanted to see when they were given that opportunity. And sometimes it's not obvious. Sometimes you won't know what it is or who's watching or why that was such an important battle until after it's happened, right? But I think Fate is in a really good place right now, bro. I mean, he just battled Danny Myers last year. I thought he debatable with Danny, has his best round of his career versus Danny. So you see when you give him somebody, he's motivated, he has the energy for the battle, he can create with the best of them in the culture. I think as punchers, he's one of the top 10 punchers in all of battle rap, and that's not just me saying it because he's from the West. He's literally, if you were to rank this shit out and rank all the punchers, he's going to be ranked in the top 10. Now, where in the 10 is different, but he will absolutely be ranked in the 10. So I feel like he's more towards the end of his career, but he still has a lot of career left. He can still do this another 5 years with the right strategic battles. And I feel like he's one of those all-stars who's in a position where I can give one of these newer battlers, like I mentioned, the Kamikazes, the Luck E's, people like that, you're in a position to give them an upgrade in comp and give them the battle that will help them get to the next level. So he's kind of in that gatekeeper realm, and that's not a bad thing. I think he's earned the right to be one of those people. You know what I'm saying? At this point, it's just about what names can he get on his resume to complete his story. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cody Rhodes. I'm a wrestling nigga. Finish the story. So there's certain names that he still probably would like to battle, and he can still get those. But that's where somebody like Fate is at. But in terms of the new stars, it's Justice, Hansel, and then everybody else, you got to work for it. Because everybody else is already established. You got the old guard, the old West, where it was the A-Hat era with the clutches, you know what I'm saying, Dre Vicious, you know what I'm saying, all of them. You got that era. Then you got the Western Conference era where you get Next, Grizz. You know what I'm saying? They start, you know, their ascension. Drix, shout out to Drix. You get that ascension. You get that time period, right? Fate is in there, Dev, all of them. Now we're in the New West. This is New West. So now you got your Madman Leaks, your Justice, your Hansel, you got your G Will, your Royalty. You got this era. This is a new era now. So some of them have been here long enough to make it, or to have had enough time to get somewhere. And some of them just ain't gonna make it. Everybody ain't gonna make it. But of the people who are like on a trajectory right now, Luck E, Dre Del Rey, Kamikaze. I want to put Trey Foe in there because of his skill and what he could create. I feel like he has the highest upside, but he has to be more consistent. But last night was a good step in that direction. So I would put Trey Foe in there. I mean, Dapper Zay, I feel like Dapper Zay and Trady Ned are kind of in the same bracket where it's like, we need to see something from y'all. We need to see something from y'all. Dapper Zay had an opportunity with Glory, didn't go in his favor all the way. You know what I'm saying? He did take a clear loss in that one, in my opinion. He took a clear loss, so now we're going to have to start that over. But I feel like he's still somebody that people feel like has some potential, so if he is still in that mix, he's not where Luck E and them are, but he could get back there. I do like 10-10 out the Northwest. 10-10 is somebody I feel like there's a lot of battles for him in the West region that he has not been able to get to. And I rock with 10-10. I would like to see him travel around the West, just going to different leagues. I think he's definitely somebody that I look out for. He's dope. It's tough, man. There's not a lot, but the ones that are there, I feel like some of them should be fast-tracked. Start giving them the names that they need to get to those places. And then other people, they're just not going to be there, bro. And it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Royalty. Yeah, no, shout out to Royalty. I think Royalty, I think how do I say this? I feel like his online name is bigger than where his battle rap stock is, if that makes sense. I feel like his presence online and people that know him is greater than where his actual battle rap stock is, if that makes sense. And I'm not trying to diss at all. It's just being constructive with it. I just feel like that's the case. And I feel like that's the case for a few people, where your online presence is actually greater than where your actual battle rapping is. Doesn't mean that you can't get there. Just means at this current moment, it's not lining up. But I think he's more, he's been around, this about to be year 6 for him. So, I mean, he right around being a vet. I mean, next year we'll be looking at Royalty like a vet. You've been here 7 years at that point. Next year, this time next year will be 7 years. So at that point, you're kind of a vet over here. If you haven't made it to the all-star bracket, if you haven't made it top tier, and you're still on the West battling, you're a vet at that point. You know what I'm saying? He's been around for, I know it doesn't seem like it, but shit, you pull up in 2020. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. But yeah, improvements on the West. I have to do a whole series on this, but I say one improvement is we need to start being a little more positive about what we have instead of always highlighting what we don't have. Always highlighting what we don't have here is not helping. It's not helping anything. Yes, we do know that they are not what A had once had. We do know that they are not. Dev, what up? What up? Appreciate you pulling up. Again, if y'all have not hit the like already, please hit the like for your boy. I appreciate y'all pulling up and showing love. But we got to, listen, I can be just as critical as the next man. And I've been accused of being overly critical at times when I should be even more complimentary. But even I can identify, bro, there are a lot of positives with this current class. And I think we have to develop them. Some of them need to be fast-tracked. Some of them need to be given all-stars. Some of them need to, hey, we're going to put you on this card. You either going to sink or swim. And some people will rise to the occasion and others won't. But we got to see it now. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in the West is in a very interesting place. Gotti, you know what I'm saying? Free Geach. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what's going to go on with that. But Gotti pretty much at the end, he's already done, won't beat the game. Pretty much, you know what I'm saying? In battle rap. You know what I'm saying? He still has other battles he could do. But he's pretty much beat the game. Nitty's about to be retiring. Dez, you know what I'm saying? He'd pull up whenever he wants to, but he's not active. I mean, we still got Danny, but Danny Myers is even talking about slowing down and not being as active. So we got to start getting our people there, bro. Next is pretty much at the end of his career. Even though he's a champ, he still got those duties with his being a champ. He can still get certain battles. But he's been here since he was 15 years old. This is, I think, what is this, year 11 for Next? This is year 11 for Next. So you look at Saints, same thing. This is year 11, bro. That's a lot of fucking years. Like, a lot of people have been around for quite some time. So I do agree. We do need to fast track certain people. But I think that we just need to be a little more positive with what we do have. Identify who the people are who need to get pushed and push them now. I think that's one way to improve the grassroots scene is that. The other way to improve the grassroots scene, like I started with, was I like the city versus city. I like that. Just go back to the what this shit was based on, bro. Competition. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from Carson. Okay. Carson versus everybody. Love the concept. Oh, I'm from LA. Oh, I'm from up over here. Or I'm from NorCal. Okay, we got the NorCal invasion. Okay, I'm from over here out of AZ. And make it something where it's, okay, this is an Arizona versus Dago. This is Vegas versus LA. Bring back the competition. Make it something where it's like, bro, you don't want to be the person that fucks up for my city. I don't want to be the person that's like, oh, bro, you the reason why we didn't, you know what I'm saying? You lost and you lost. Man, we done lost the whole entire series. Like, you don't want to be that guy. Bring that back. Bring crew versus crew. Like, make this shit competitive. Make this shit fun. You know, we were joking the other day, like, man, it seemed like everybody, you know what I'm saying, enjoying free game. There are plenty of people who haven't. So get some of this free game versus everybody. Get this shit competitive. That's how you save the scene. Make this shit incentivize competitiveness. And you're not going to incentivize it just with regular one-on-one matchups. Incentivize it with something that they actually care about. And what do people spend most of their time online talking about? I'm from up over here, and where I'm from, we do this, and oh, over here, it's like this. Okay, you don't want to disappoint home. You don't want to disappoint home, and you don't want your homies and people looking at you like, nigga, you talk like that and you lost? So what crew do you think would make a good card? Interesting. Crew. Like I said, free game versus everybody. I think that would be a good concept. Levels. I fuck with Levels heavy. I think they would be the perfect crew to match up with some people. I think that would be a very strong card for the grassroots scene. We still have activity with some of the older guards. So if you can find something where some of the older guard, like KCDC, they're still around. Yeah, I'm saying. You said give a matchup. Let's see. Well, we're kind of already getting Levels versus free game. We're kind of already getting that. So, I mean, that's the obvious one. But let's say, let's go shots fired versus And this got history. Shots fired versus NorCal. Shots fired versus free game. Shots fired versus free game. We got to figure out the matchups because the matchups are critical. Let me get Ray May, because we got Ray May, Sab, Bucks get well soon. I was going to say Bucks, but I know he's still recovering, so get well soon. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, prayers. You know what I'm saying? The Bucks, you know what I'm saying? But let's say on paper, let's say Bucks is available. Let's say you got Ray May, Sab, Bucks, Trey Foe, K-Phil, Griffin, and we'll say 7 battles, 6-7 battles. You got them two. So you got vets. Well, they're all vets, but you got the older guard mixed in with some of the younger guard, mixed in with some of your younger talent. I think that'll be dope. So either them 6 and then match them up with, let's say on the NorCal side, let's go Luck E, Dapper Zay. Let's see, Luck E, Dapper Zay, Leak. I guess you throw Justice in there. I guess there's only one matchup for him since he already battled Ray May. The only matchup would be K Philosophy. Yeah, that he is. Joe Maggi. But see, Joe Maggi, I know is he still? I know he moved, so Joe Maggi, throw him in there for the free game side as well, for sure. So they also picked up Miggs, they picked up everybody. These niggas the Avengers now. Free game the Avengers now, man. Where Thanos at? The free game the Avengers now. They ain't got all the fucking Avengers now. But let's see, who else over there? Oh, no, not okay. Just make it NorCal. It don't gotta be free game. FX, put FX on a card. You definitely got for NorCal, gotta have him. Gotta put him there. I think I would be A1. Gotta have FX on the card for sure. I'm almost forgot about bro, but yeah. Him, and then what we need, like one more person. If Justice is there, then I would complete the roster. But yeah, FX definitely got to be there. And just make it NorCal versus Shots Fired, or NorCal versus SoCal, and make it the San Diego team, or split it 3 San Diego, 3 LA, and then NorCal you got you know what I'm saying, you got Sacramento, and you got 3 Sacramento, 3 Bay, Bay Area artists. I mean, you do something like that. But I think that would be a way to go ahead and get this right, incentivize that, get things going on the right trajectory. I'm thinking of it on the fly right now, but I'm pretty sure if I wrote all of this down, I really did the research on it, I could find all the names. I could really go there with it. Or, I mean, like I said, if you're gonna have that kind of a card in this NorCal SoCal, if you're gonna put Justice on the card, then put Justice versus somebody like Active. Give me Justice versus Active. Give me Madman Leak. Let me get Madman Leak versus Saint. Let's go Justice Active, Leak Saint, Luck E. Luck E. I need you to battle. I need Luck E to battle. See, Clutch is always like Clutch. He's just so consistent, bro. Clutch got to be there. So let me get Luck E versus Clutch. Clutch is one of the people, bro, where he's so consistent. You cannot leave him out of that mix. And then you got the other matchups with you have 3 San Diego. So then let me get Ray May. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Barry. Let me get Ray May versus FX. Let me get Sab. Let me get Sab versus Dapper Zay. Or Sab versus Joe Maggi. And then Dapper Zay versus, who else is on? And then Dapper Zay versus Bucks. I don't think none of these people to battle each other. So there's a card right there. There's a card right there. I think it'll add up right. So something like that. I ain't mad. Something like that, I wouldn't be mad at it. But I think doing cards like that, bro, It incentivizes competition. It gets people really focused on trying to compete, bro. And that's literally the only thing missing. We're not that far off, bro. I know it's not what it was in the old days, bro, but I promise you we're not that far off. You know what I'm saying? I'm outside. Yes, it would bring me outside. Hey, if you haven't already, hit the like. Yes, it would bring me outside. I'm outside. I am outside. I'm outside. Now, I know I need to start traveling to Southern California again and going to SoCal events. I know I've been spoiled. I've been spoiled recently with only having to pull up in NorCal for events, whether it's in my city or going to Frisco. I know. Your boy been spoiled. I know. But guess what? For 9 years straight, your boy had to go to LA all the time. So give me about a year or two of NorCal events. All right? I'll travel back to Southern California soon enough. I will. I am enjoying this NorCal shit. I ain't gonna lie. I'm enjoying this shit. Just go up the street? What? Not only is the championship belt up the street, y'all, if y'all didn't know. Championship belt up the street. If I want to go see the belt, I go pull up the street. Where the belt at? Belt up the street. Huh? And that's where it's gonna stay too. Huh? In this city, Sacramento. Huh? That's where it stays at. Now, neither here nor there. Stuff like that I think would be dope. I'll come up with some more matchups, and I'll have some better matchups in the future. But I think that's something that'll definitely incentivize this, get us back right where we need to be, and I don't think we'll be that far off, yo. I don't. Seriously, I don't think so. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. Again, I'm going to have more on this topic, you know what I'm saying, going forward. I just wanted to do a live today because I know I've been slacking with the lives recently. You know what I'm saying? Doing other shit, trying to get stuff together, and I haven't been live streaming the way I was supposed to be. So we're going to get in this live stream bag and get y'all at least one. We're going to get at least a live a day. We got to get back in that bag. You know what I'm saying? So I can really get back to what I really want to get with this, right? So yeah, that's all I got for niggas, man. I'm actually going to be getting up out of here. I didn't want to be over talking on these. I just want to do some quick topics that I've seen over the weekend. Tomorrow, Peel Your Cat Radio is live in the Discord. We are going to be there cooking up for the radio show. We will be recapping the Shots Fired event, all the battles. Salute one more time to Ray May, Shots Fired, everybody who had a hand in putting that event together. A lot of narratives were changed last night too, and I'm definitely going to be talking about that on the show because there's a lot of things that I feel like narratively got said leading up to this, and I feel like last night some of that was dispelled. So we'll get to that when we get to it, man. But as always, your boy NicoTV, voice of the West, the least viewed of the least viewed, but with each view we gonna teach you about what this West do. I'm out of here. I'll holla at y'all tomorrow. Peace. Keep it battle rap, as my brother Ledge will say. Keep it battle rap. And as always, what I would say is keep this shit West. We out of here, man.